Hello everyone and welcome to my very first YouTube video. And today I am going to do a speed draw of me drawing Melanie Martinez. Now, actually a funny story, I didn't start recording until I was well away with the shading, which means you're gonna have a big close-up shot of Melanie Martinez's, what do you call that? Let's just say it's like hmm, her breasts, if that's the word. Yeah. So anyway, sorry Melanie if you're watching this, and everyone else, enjoy the view. Okay, so why Melanie Martinez in the first place? She has been a huge idol of mine ever since the ninth grade. That was like 2016, 15. I think it's probably 16 or 17 actually. So she was still in her, I want to say her cutesy phase when all her songs were kind of morbid, even though in appearance they looked pretty cute. And I thought, hey, you know what? Let's just go with this because I really like her voice. I like her vocals. I like the music itself. So that was amazing for me. Yeah. So, overall, the references that I used to draw this picture of her, I think that there were two references. I mean, I've never seen Melanie Martinez perform live. That's kind of because she never comes to South Africa, which is also a super sad thing. I almost went. I would have gone, even now, right? But yeah, I don't think people here really take too kindly to people who speak their mind, so of course they wouldn't allow her to come here, which I hate a lot. Even with her new creature design, it's the cutest thing ever, and people still don't really have a lot of space for it in their lives, which I think is just horrible, but yeah. Okay, so back to the drawing itself, right? So I've actually only recently gotten a digital drawing tablet, which is not one of those I want to say the normal tablets that you like. It's like a huge, I want to say, yeah, it is a tablet where you see the screen, and if you touch the screen, like you see right there, if you touch the screen, something, it's like working on your phone. That's the gist of it all, right? You see it on the screen, you touch on the screen, you erase it on the screen, and it's easy peasy. And I used to draw like that for a super long time when I still used IBIS Paint on my phone. But of course, getting the drawing tablet and being able to do more or add more detail, that isn't the case anymore because it's a parrot tablet, I believe. And you work on the tablet while looking on the screen. And probably in the future, I'm going to have to get a bigger monitor instead of just using my laptop screen so that I can go into even more detail and draw the most beautiful things ever. Not like how I messed up with this. Again, this was one of my earlier drawings that I did, so of course it won't be the best ever. But yeah, Melanie Martinez in general, I think, is a vibe. So even though she dressed quite cutesy and whatever, all her followers usually have like this dark, almost emo-like esque vibe thing going. And I kind of fell into that category for the longest time ever, I believe. I mean, in school, I was that emo kid, the kid that always drew in the back of the class. Of course, what I drew back then is way different to what I'm drawing now. I drew a bunch of cats from especially Lackadaisy back then, so yeah. Now, I'm not gonna tell you guys how I struggled with her face shape in general. I mean, she's got a pretty young face. I don't know, and her nose is not like how I normally draw noses. She's got a pretty tiny, cute little baby nose, and she's got this gap in her teeth. And I also don't usually draw lips, so for me, this was a it was a learning experience, definitely. I like drawing her hair. Personally, I would like to do a half and half, vibe with my hair as well. But unfortunately, it's only okay for like the first couple of, I want to say, weeks maybe, or days, depending on how fast your hair grows out. And then you have to patch it up the whole time, or you have to dye over the side that's lighter if you've got two different, yeah. Anyway, so that's definitely something I would still like to try in the future. It's, yeah. Overall, I don't think that I got the pose right exactly, but that's only because how I usually draw dresses and how she wears the dresses, it's a bit different. Like her waist on the dress is super high up, and I kind of want to bring it down so that kind of gives a more, feminine shape, but she's not all about the feminine shape. She's more about, accepting yourself for who you are, and if you have a bad thing going on at home, I want to say, like, the first song I ever heard about her was Dollhouse. So that really spoke to me back then, because we didn't really have the best home relationship. I want to say the best. How would you put it? The best relationship at home. We didn't have that, but yeah, it made me feel that I was not alone listening to her songs. Right? You have a bunch of different feelings. You've got a different things going on. So you just wanna live, right? Because that's basically all that we wanna do. Okay, so now let me explain to you guys what I am doing again on the screen. Sorry, I get sidetracked a lot. So, I actually did a digital art course along with doing an anatomy course so that the heads of my characters don't look so overly big while I'm drawing. And also just kind of get the arm proportions right, because I never seem to get that right either. And in the digital art course that I did, they taught us, I think it's like two different shadings, an ambience layer, and then two highlight layers. Now, you saw how I did the first shading layer. The first shading layer, I want to say it's like the flat shade. In all my characters, I do a few different steps. You first got the flat colors, you've got the flat shade. You can adjust the opacity if you want to or not. And both the shading layers are on multiply layers instead of just being normal. And I struggled for so long. I cannot tell you guys. I struggled for an eternity to try and get the correct color shade, while actually there was an easier way to just pick one shading color and then keeping with that. Of course, there are a few I want to say outliers, like when you are coloring in gold or silver. Of course, you're not going to use the exact same shading technique, but yeah. So you here can see me trying to dabble with a few lip things. It didn't work out. I know lips have creases, but yeah. Anyway, so the other two layers on top of the no, it's three layers. So first you've got the shading one, shading two, both on multiply. Then you've got the ambiance layer, ambiance. I don't know how to pronounce that. Also on a multiply layer, you can adjust the opacity. And then you've got the two highlight layers. The first one, the soft highlights, they are on an overlay layer. And then the sharp light is on a linear dodge layer. And yeah, that's basically, I think, what I can show you guys today. Also, a little life hack that I taught myself actually is you draw the art. If you're not that comfortable with drawing on the tablet yet, only with coloring, then you draw it on a piece of paper, you scan it in on your phone or on, I mean, a printer thing. I don't know how people do it nowadays. I use an app called Cam Scanner, and then you just kind of upload that, send it to your laptop on an I want to say it's a see-through layer. It's like only the line. Yeah, I my words fail me today. But yeah, so I've also got a blush layer on top of all that because I like giving my characters a lot of blush. And yeah, I actually zooming in on all these pieces, I can see how much I fucked up. So sorry about that, guys, but yeah, this is me, and I think I'm gonna put in highlights on the nails because I actually wanted to give her like bright ass nails, but she didn't really have any nail polish. She had a lot of tattoos, but I couldn't find myself to replicate all of them. So yeah. For now, this is it. I think I'm gonna zoom out at the end of this and just show you how exactly she turned out completely. Oof, damn. I've learned so much, guys. I've learned so incredibly much. And looking back at this, it's not the best, but definitely it is a good work, I think. For someone's first time drawing Melanie Martinez, she's a huge idol of mine, so shout out to you. And just remember, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day today, the rest of the day. Sorry that the speed draw is so incredibly short, but I had to like speed it up for, I think, everyone's sake. If I was just gonna continue drawing, then I'm probably gonna lose the attention of a lot of people. But yeah, this is how she turned out. I really did like how she came out, but I really have to still work on my backgrounds. But yeah, so that is it, and I'll see you in the next video.